I have not watched these first two videos since I made them. When I started blogging or vlogging about my life out here, basically, it was pretty much for some friends and myself. I didn't expect so many people to subscribe and whatnot. And, you know, you can tell by the way that I'm recording, it's sloppy and all that, but it's wild to think of where my mind was the day I pulled onto the land, the wrong land and then the right land, and where I'm at now. This right here, this is all mine. No, it's not. I thought that was my land, and you'll see more later, but wait till you see all the work I did, just unloading the vehicle and whatever, thinking I was home because they gave me the wrong coordinates. Well, I found that out a lot later. Not bad, huh? There's Incas. This is his land. So, I'm here. The first thing I want to do, I made sure to park in a spot that I can get the vehicle rolling again. It's a good thing that I didn't get stuck. I have been stuck out here a couple times, and if I had it all to do over, I probably would have been a little more prepared. Now I've got to come along in the van. I've got a pin that I can hammer into the ground that's about 1.5 feet long, and yeah, more tools, I guess, in the vehicle just in case I were to get stuck. So I'm gonna walk down to the end of the perimeter and see if I can see like a marking or whatever. I think if I park here for now, no one will ever bother me. It doesn't look like anyone's been up this road in a long time. I'm gonna try to find the perimeter, and maybe I can kind of map it out, because I think the GPS, even though I don't have a signal, I think my GPS works. So I might be able to put in the coordinates and then walk around the perimeter. It's only 2.5 acres, and I might be able to mark the corners. I'm not sure if I'm still on my land. I haven't gotten to the corner yet, so I think this might be my property. And I found got a couple of vehicles. In fact, I was still not on my land at all, and I figured that out eventually because the coordinates they gave me just weren't quite lining up with the land and whatever. So here I am discovering things on this piece of land that's not mine. Kind of interesting nonetheless, I guess. There's a scrapyard around the way. Maybe they would pay for this. It goes down there. Hello? So the well that I found there, I'm pretty sure it was a good well. And I think that piece of land may have been sold by now. But nobody was living on it, you know, at the time. So I wonder who's on there now. And eventually, you know, someone might realize, hey, I scored a well, you know. It's kind of cool. There's a hawk right here. He's responding to me whistling. I kind of cleared this space to back in, so I'm off the road. I feel like I need to get kind of unpacked and stuff because there's just too much to look at. So there's this kind of nice shady spot in these trees. I just raked it out. That way, you know, Incas has got a place for a minute. I've got the entire trailer full, the whole back here. And I've got this entire, everything I own is right here, guys. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay that tarp down over here, and I'll use that as a nice place that's kind of out of the way to stack everything and start to get organized. Watch out. I got a bucket that I'm going to turn into a shower. I'll show you guys more about that. Some rope for the tarps that I'm going to put up. Solar lights. I want to hurry and make this shower bucket, because man, I want to shower and it's gonna get cold. This one too. I don't even want to move this one. Oh, I'm already too tired for this. Growing in there. Heavy sons of bitches. I heard the sunsets out here are really pretty, so that's gonna happen soon. It's gonna get real dark, but look, we got, you know, we're kind of set up. I got some solar some solar lights here, just because this is kind of where I'm at right now. You know, I got my little studio apartment. Unloaded some of the water. Well, I'm working on spraying that black, and then I'm going to transfer this water to that one after I move that one over here under the tree. I'm basically just been doing inventory, getting everything ready. I'm going to cache most of that food in this container underground. I hardly eat canned food at all anymore. I'm making a couple burgers right now with some lean hamburger, and you know, I've got a freezer that's just stocked with meat and things like that. It just blows my mind. Like, it's kind of gutsy just pulling out in the middle of nowhere with a few things, and to see how far I've come from then is kind of wild. It's just wild. I'll probably get another container and cache my tools underground for now, and then I got just that much food and more probably in the van already. Got a wheelbarrow and tools to move some things around. And the highlight of my day, guys, this was absolutely amazing. It's just a bucket, you know, but I put a bulkhead in there and a shower head, and you know, I threw in about 4 gallons, and I stood in. This is going to be my laundry washing tub, but maybe it'll double as the bottom of my shower for now. I lit the corner there. A lot of it's really green. It's bushes that were in here that were in the way, and then a few sticks. I figure it shouldn't bother anybody if it's not too large. Remember the fire pit, right? It's been there this entire time. I really haven't used it much. I threw most of the sticks in, but I noticed Incus likes this one, so it's a kind of a big stick for fetch, but he likes it. This is how I took the shower today. Normally the ladder goes this way, and I set it out on the rack, and I couldn't reach, so I used the rake to lift the bucket and put it up on the end here. And then I just put the laundry bucket down here. You can see a little water still. Looking back and seeing myself with the little bucket and gonna take a shower like that, I was completely committed to the life out here, that I was gonna make it happen no matter what. And now I have a nice hot shower, and even though I live in the van, and I have for a couple years, I've got a shop, you know, the 200 square foot shed there that's got food and a freezer and, you know, necessities in it. It's just gotten much more comfortable here since the first couple nights. I woke up this morning and found out that the land I was on wasn't my land, and that the GPS coordinates that when they sold me the deed they weren't right. And when I called I was like, hey, I need to verify these. Something seems off. He's like, oh, it's close. That first night I stayed on the wrong land. I wake up, I figure out that the coordinates just weren't right. I called mapping and got more accurate coordinates and pulled onto my land. And the second video is just me hanging out on the land peacefully, enjoying the quiet, just kind of relaxing. It had been kind of stressful leading up to that, and I was just kind of chilling. But as I'm in the video just hanging out by the van, I'm kind of mapping out what I thought I might do. And it's pretty crazy to see that that fire pit never changed. I put that fire, I lit a fire there, and that's exactly where the center, that fire pit has always been, in the center of the homestead. And I was right when I was like, hey, I'm gonna keep the van here. I'll build the shop or shed right behind it. And I think that's kind of wild that it all just kind of grew around that initial, like, first impression. I think I like this piece better. You know, if you saw the original video, seeing the scrap old cars and things on the land, that's cool, you know, interesting. But I don't need that kind of crap on my land, and I like it being clean. The only thing I found on this entire piece of land, and I've almost walked the whole thing, was a old bottle, probably antique, brown. Looks like a beer bottle, but there's no tag or nothing. I could do a couple posts on the other side of the van and do kind of an awning. And then right behind that, I was thinking that could be the 200 square foot shed. And that way it makes this like a home, even though I'm living in the van. That's where the van was. And just like I talked about, having a bit of an awning for protection, and then the shed, there's the shed. I've got a little picnic table there. I park out here often. Let's see, that was where the garden went originally, and now it's a goat pen. Now we got a pig pen. There's the second shed. That one's just a little stick frame for feed and things like that. And then I harvest the water off of that for the geothermal greenhouse I dug over there. And the hoop house is over there. Kind of a trip to see, you know, where we were. Malleus has been wreaking havoc in here, so I'm gonna change his trough around. We've got straw and hay and feed, and I've built a gym back there. Magdalene's in here right now. She's pregnant and should have a couple kids pretty soon. Maybe today. Trailer for hauling stuff or water if I need to. There's the other water tank, little fuel place. Chickens, there's 6 in there now. They're laying eggs already. I did try rabbits, but that didn't turn out. And so this is the hoop house. The wind blew pretty hard and caused some issues, but there's still stuff growing in here. The hoop house is over here. I just barely planted in it for this coming season. I'll give you a peek. So it's basically a greenhouse, and then I've dug down 6 feet originally, and then backfilled a bunch of soil I made. This is all goat manure and whatnot that I made. You can see there are some sprouts coming up, even though it's really cold. But like I said, I just planted in here, and we'll probably get a garden in here sooner than later. Got compost, and you can see I started to dig out what'll be a pond, and that's where all that water will come over. If it floods on the driveway at all, it'll just be diverted over here. The cool thing about that is I should be able to plant some fruit trees along the sides of the swale, and once they grow and build a canopy, then I should be able to plant root plants and other things below them, and it'll just continue to get greener and more sustainable out here. So anyways, guys, thought it was kind of interesting to show you, you know, the first couple days out here, and then now that we're out here a couple years. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the updates for the homestead and got a kick out of the first couple videos. And don't forget to check out that video right there. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment below. And if you're interested in how I built my homestead, you can check out my book. The first link below will take you to my bestseller on Amazon. And there's already a second edition that's available right now for pre-order if you really liked the first one. That'll be down there too. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.